This month you decide what really matters to you. With the world currently deepening its healing crisis, now more than ever it is imperative that we remember what really matters to us. Yes, I said healing crisis, not a crisis. March is a month that we spiral to another level of ascension via a DNA upgrade that we were initiated and prepared for during January and February. There are always people in your world who will delight you and those who will rub you the wrong way. There are always songs you will enjoy and types of music that you'd rather not hear. There are foods you'd love to eat and foods you love to avoid. It was meant to be this way. And while the foods you don't like will not jump off the plate and into your mouth, nor will the music you do not like turn itself on and play. There are people you don't care for who will attempt to assert their reality, beliefs, and behaviors into your life. At the 3D level, they can do this. As the flowers of spring begin to burst through the soil and the days grow slowly longer, there is a sense of renewed hope creeping up from the slumbering earth. The long darkness of winter has been felt acutely by so many this year, as there is such a strong sense of challenge all around. It's as though we have all been energetically out in a blisteringly cold blizzard trying to walk against the storm, and it's been hard work. Many of us are feeling beleaguered and weary, struggling to feel hopeful and carrying a heavy weight on our souls. This shift into spring energy comes as a welcome relief, as there is an air of hope once again. This is the largest shift in consciousness that I have channeled so far in the ascension process since 2012. What I mean by this is that even though world events around us may trigger us emotionally, feel overwhelming, even spark incredulity, we also have the chance to deepen our sense of self-mastery and spiritual skill set. It's an opportunity to know you have the capability, resolve and resilience to walk through fire, ask for help from others, help others, and trust the process. In March, humanity decides if we are going to repeat the past or move fully into the future of the new Earth paradigm where we lead with love, kindness and integrity to build an abundant and prosperous society for all. We are shifting in consciousness to the transcendent void to hold the swirling energies of what seems chaotic and unbalanced, to bring in the stillness that is needed for clarity, to use our higher mind to ascertain that there are greater things at work than what we perceive or we are told is reality, to surrender to the great mystery of life and in doing so find solace and peace as we walk the galactic hero's journey. In the world of energy, however, no one can force a vibration into your field unless you resonate with it. No one can make you feel a certain way unless you already have that feeling lurking somewhere within, waiting for the button to be pushed. The more you practice finding good feelings, the lesser feelings of others will impact you. Your buttons can become mostly unpushable. Your buttons can even dissolve in the light of love. If you look at this from a biological standpoint, the nerve cells in your brain wire together along tracks much like links of a railroad track. The more emotionally impactful an event, the stronger the wiring. Suppose someone comes up to you and yells at you. If you have practiced feeling good, those nerve cells are wired to feel good, and this person's bad feeling has nothing to activate within you. However, if you still have strong upsets or defenses brewing within, then when someone yells, you have circuits that can be activated. When something inside of you is a vibrational match to someone else's energy, your buttons can be pushed. During the long hibernation and retreat of winter, although there has been a great deal of challenge, there has also been an opportunity for reflection and contemplation, and as the sun grows higher in the sky, It will soon be time to harness this warmth and energy to channel into new projects and new directions to explore. It's all too easy to feel bogged down by the global energetic climate, the 24/7's news, social media, and the constant bombardment of information. Much of this information is a mixture of truth and untruth. And although it's hard to step back from this, sometimes we need to take a breath in order to find center ground once again. As it creates so much noise within our hearts and souls, when we feel balanced, we are much more able to discern truth from untruth, and we are also more confident to switch off for a while. Putting down our phones and turning off the TV, and instead resting in stillness, connecting to the simpler things. Life is a bewildering and complex mix of incongruent and random moments, many of which make no real sense no matter how hard we try to understand. Life has always been this way, but many of us seem almost over-focused on the finer details at the moment, losing sight of the bigger picture in the process. Yes, life is a mix of random moments, and these often collide into each other at the most inopportune moments, leaving us feeling confused and overwhelmed. Yet, if this is an inevitable part of life, surely we have to choose between being a piece of driftwood carried along by the currents, or finding our roots and following our own path. We each have the opportunity to rise above our fear and ego-based 3D physical reality to drop into something meaningful, multi-dimensional, spiritual, and seed love and compassion around the planet. That is our sole mission for those that feel called, and our DNA is being activated so that we remember this mission. The rest on our planet will take care of itself. Those who want to remain in the old paradigm, control others, be controlled, and sow hate and fear will continue to lose their footing. Much more quickly. There is no need to worry as all is going according to the universal plan of ascension. Not should we give the old ways of being any of our precious time, attention, thought, or words if we cannot control it, and we can't. The age of Aquarius is officially ushered in during the March equinox. With the start of the yearly astrological calendar, March Aries is the start of the zodiac, offering each of us a rebirth out of predetermined ego-karmic fate, and instead gives way to divine blueprint destiny based on soul consciousness. You choose if you walk forward into the unknown as a love in action, spiritual warrior on your galactic hero's journey. Sounds simple, right? No, it's not. That is the point. This is what I channeled a few years ago from my universal connections. We are on a galactic hero's journey now until 2032. And heroes go through certain phases of initiation, challenges, purification, facing fears and self-doubt. This is yet one more reason we remind you often that you deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel better when you cannot feel good. You deserve to feel soothed when you can't feel better easily. You deserve, dear friends, to have a brain wired for goodness rather than a brain wired to take offense, react, and defend your own inner goodness. You deserve to have peace rather than worry. You deserve to have assistance rather than feeling alone. You deserve to be treated kindly, and when you are not, you deserve to remain above the vibration coming at you. Only a wounded soul would find temporary relief in the experience of being unkind to others. Eventually, you will see this and take no offense. In practical terms, when someone comes at you with a strong and unpleasant vibration, the best thing you can do is to either flow light toward them or imagine their denser energies passing right through or around you. It is best to remain silent, to listen first, then speak with impact later. You can repeat what they said and then ask if they'd like another perspective. You can say nothing. Their unpleasant energy has little to do with you and everything to do with their own internal state. Your energy has nothing to do with them and everything to do with your internal state. Of course, whether these moments crash in or bypass us completely, it's important to acknowledge that none of them happen in isolation. Although we can single out individual moments, it's hard to make sense of them until we step back to see the bigger picture, as it's the larger perspective that inspires us to try to stitch them together into something more cohesive and comprehensible. It's often a powerful quest to try to make sense of why things are the way they are, and it can consume us if we're not careful. Perhaps it's the desire to understand and to make sense of life that drives us towards the quest for wisdom and evolution. Perhaps not. After all, we are all unique individuals, so the path of evolution isn't straightforward. There isn't an instruction manual that fits us all. There's a need to celebrate our uniqueness, but to also find unity and compassion. March brings us the spring equinox, a time of balance and equilibrium, and this is what we each need to seek out now. Equilibrium is the middle ground, the space we can retreat into in order to find calm and inspiration, wisdom and understanding. From this turning point of the year, hope is renewed and there's opportunity to gather energy from within so we can each take a fresh look at life. When life feels busy or challenging, it's easy to focus on keeping on. But when we step back and refocus, we can see new terrain to explore. It's important not to forget about the nooks and crannies, as it's often in these forgotten places where peace and joy reside. In essence, it's time to open up to living more wholeheartedly once again. The path to happiness doesn't come from the eradication of unhappiness or the decimation of anything we fear. Don't like or don't approve of, happiness comes from within, and it needs cultivating and nurturing. So, as the energies expand and start to flow more freely, March looks set to be a month for each of us to take some time in order to reconnect to the strength, wisdom, creativity, stillness and tranquility within. The stillness and tranquility are so often overlooked as they reside in the spaces between the spaces in life that so few of us even notice, let alone embrace. But it's the stillness that can bring us balance in times of challenge. Even when life is chaotic and rambunctious, the stillness is always with us, offering respite and bringing calm.